Hey folks, this is ioEther. I'm back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Odimor in the T-54 lightweight. This is a tier 9 game on Corellia, and it's a standard battle. So being in a scout tank, he's of course going to the middle, I hope. For a second there, I was wondering what he was doing because he seemed to be driving towards the rock. But anyways, he is in fact going towards the middle. He is in fact lit the 49 and wasn't lit for a little bit before that. So that was actually really well done on his part, by the fact that he managed to spot the 49 without getting spotted himself for a little bit of time. It's probably due to the combat rations. Also note the large repair kit or large heal kit. Yes, I know they're reversed. It's fine. I can say I don't like the fact that he's not carrying any HE. Unless you are really, really good at this game. You should always be carrying some HE because eventually you're going to find yourself in a position where you have to decap, and HE is amazing for that. It's better than any other shell type because you can just load it and point and click without really needing to worry about whether or not you hit a weak spot or somewhere that's going to be damaged, because HE pretty much does all of that for you unless you shoot something super heavy, of course. And you just don't pen the, do any kind of damage to the armor. So good job so far. He's just harassing that 49. I wouldn't recommend him going up that hill, because if the 49 knows he's coming even in the slightest, it's going to be good night, sweet prince. As it's just going to go boop, and he's going to vanish from sight. I am glad he's not going up there. He's in fact racing over to the weaker side of his team. I don't know if I think this is a brilliant move or not. It depends on how far up he goes. As a point, so like if your team is ooh, nice shot. So I want to make this point before we go any farther. If your team is losing a flank, do you reinforce? 9% of the time the answer is no. Yes, that's controversial. Yes, I understand. Most of the time you're thinking you should be going where there's fewer people and stuff like that, but really your job in any given game, except in clan wars where you may be given different orders depending on situations and whatnot, in any given pub game, your job is to stay alive as long as possible. That's the way you get the most experience. That's the way you get the most credits and everything else. That's the way you get better. Yeah, staying alive is really important, but yes, you have to do it in such a way that you're getting damage in. That does not mean, however, so it's completely against that, is to go where the weakest side is and then die. This is not helpful to your team. This is not helpful to you. Do not go to the weakest side and then die. If you can go to the weakest side, stay far enough back that you can, support them, do a ton of damage, and get out before they crumble, that is always worth doing. And it will get you some major experience points. But don't rush the front. Don't be the front of the weakest side. Let the dumber teammates do that, okay? They're called meat shields for a reason. Let them be the meat shields. You be their supporting fire, so you can leave when things start to go bad. Because you want to keep your gun going as long as possible in order to get the most benefit out of it. And yes, that's what I think of most of my teams. Anyways, so by tracking the Scorpion G, he has actually, does he get a second shot into it? Ooh, so close to be able to get 3 shots into one tank. I don't know if he's turned the tide over here or not, but he's definitely setting that Scorpion G running. And his team seems to have killed the VK-45 in the meantime. So quite possibly this is no longer the weaker side of the map, but in either case, it's not something you want to be. Whoa, I don't think he's going to be able to pen that. I think his best bet is to track it and hope somebody else pens it. But yeah, see, this is an issue. By getting spotted and then accidentally running out into the open, he gets himself shot and he doesn't actually get anything in return for it, except for a little bit of spine damage. Why the Scorpion G decided to do the same thing, I don't know. But apparently it did. Now we know there's the WZ out there. We know it's definitely aimed in this direction because it just killed a teammate. And so he's going to bunny hop from rock to rock. Now I don't recommend this kind of tactic after knowing the WZ is definitely aiming this way. I personally would have gone a bit lower and stayed away from where you know he's aiming. But in this case it seems to have worked out quite well. Just hug the rock, because that thing can definitely hurt you if you let it. And then once we drop out of its off its radar, we can pull back into this bush and open fire on it again. It looks like he wants to go for a softer target, and he is in fact going to start penning this 45 TP. Ooh, unfortunately the second shell hits a rock because that's a very small target to be looking for. But that one went in good. With that down, the WZ probably doesn't have any more allies in the area. And he's probably going to start running away. That didn't get us spotted. Really? You want to be aiming for the lower glacis right now. I mean, obviously he's using some gold. Yep, and there we go. Using gold and just trying to pen the front. You still, I mean, even with gold, you want to be aiming for the weaker spots just in case. Because you always want the best chance of going through, right? Especially when you have the time to aim like that. Take the time and aim, right? So we know the artillery fired a little while ago. It's definitely reloaded by now. It was pointed in this direction, but it's got a Tiger P on top of it. So it's probably not still pointed in this direction. And, it's not. It is, however, dead. Haha, yeah. So, I don't know why the Tiger P hadn't killed the artillery at that point in time. Oh, it was behind a rock, was he? Did he start hiding on him? Oh, interesting. Nice shot. Unfortunately, not able to take the tracks out of it. That's a T10 and is definitely looking at us. But he dodges the shot like a pro. That was a great move, just to scamper back and out of the line of fire. And now he's looking for this T-29, who's definitely not looking at us. T-29 is facing the wrong direction, so he can just sneak up on this hill a little bit, or around this hill, and get a shot. Ooh, I mean, free kill's a free kill, right? We'll take it all, every day, all day, as he pushes forward again. Tiger P is still kind of in front of us, but not enough to be worried about. Ooh, he's definitely aiming at us, but unfortunately for him, we aim in faster and he reloads apparently. Ooh, when T-49 takes out the Tiger P and giving us free range on the backs of these enemies. With that T-49 running, we can push around the hill, take out the T-29. Maybe? Maybe not. In fact, he's just gonna farm the back of this Oni, because really, why not? Oh, Oni gives us a sign of the tank. We'll take that all day, right? All day. Ooh, back end of a defender. He gets that. Is he going for a pools? Does he get the pools medal? Come on, go for the pools. Oh no, 54 takes out the T-29. Oh no, we still got a chance with the T-49. No, we don't. Okay. E5, you're gonna have to hold this shot to let somebody else hit it. That's not gonna, yeah. So close. If your teammates were paying a bit more attention to the score, they may have realized, hey, this guy's almost got pools, and maybe, you know, eased up a bit so you could get a pools. Or B, if you had just held your shot and taken the shot from the E5, you could have gotten the pools, because the T-54 would have hit him and then you could have killed him. But I understand in the moment that's not what's running through your mind. But doing this commentary, that was totally what was running through my mind. So close to pools. But I do have to say, this was his first Riley Walters, and it is beautiful. Well done, sir. So again, you know, obviously Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Fire for Effect. His first ever Radley Walters Tank Sniper, and Top Gun. This was a well-played game from start to finish. The only mistakes I saw were at the end with the E5 and a little bit with the dealing of the WZ, and I guess you could call himself getting shot by the Ramato a mistake. But I mean, when you're going that fast, sometimes you do some really interesting flips. But overall, this was a beautifully played game, and it was a joy to watch it all the way through. Good job all around. And just unfortunately, just gotta time those shots a little bit better, and you will get that pools next time. Well done, though. Thank you so much for saying that. Look at that. Even with all the the combat rations and everything else he had on this tank, he still makes a little bit of money. Oddly, I mean, yes, it was his personal reserve, but even without that, he still would have made some cash. At this tier, that's pretty good. Thank you so much for saying this in. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. This is ioEther out.